Hi, Taylor.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good.
Great. You had a good weekend?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do anything exciting other than stare
Mm,
at your books?
yeah, I didn't. I didn't do nothing too exciting, really. Just chill,
That's good.
basically. The
That's
weekend could be longer, but
I hear you. I gotta figure out how to turn off this darn waiting room because I sure don't like it. Let me see. Must be something I can do here. Do you know how to turn off a waiting room?
I think,
Hmm.
um,
It's probably in my setting. Guess I got to go
yeah,
back. Yeah.
because once you make the meeting, the
Mhm.
Zoom meeting, there's like a little button that
Probably
you
a
should be
button
able to
there.
click.
Right.
It'll say waiting room, and like
Mhm.
you'll just have to click it, and it'll go away.
Right. Ugh, I don't think I can go to my settings from here. Let's see. Maybe I can. Maybe not. Oh, maybe I can over here. Let me see. Uh, hey, Kathy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm always on mute. How you
Yeah.
doing? Hello.
Yeah. We got some students on 501. And where's everybody?
Yes.
We, we have the three best students on timely.
Yes. Taylor, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good. And this Mia, Maya, Mia.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi.
How you doing?
And I'm doing well, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Great. Nazara, Nazira,
Nazira,
Yes,
hello.
Sarah.
Nazira. Hi. How you doing? Good to see
I'm
you.
well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, we
I'm doing
missed
well.
you. We missed you, what, Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I can't stand this waiting room.
Yeah.
Oh, something else to pay attention to. Mm. Hey, Susan and Ajua.
Hi, Susan. Abigail.
Oh, Abigail. Hi, Abigail.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you?
I'm
Good.
doing well, thank you. How about
Yes,
you?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain today.
Hello,
Hi.
everybody. It's Angela. How are
Hey,
you?
Ajua.
Hey, Ajua.
Hi, Carol. Did you get my little notes?
I did. The one you said about the barns.
Oh, yeah, that was in my carriage house. I'll gladly give the sign to you guys.
I love it. Oh, Lord. Yeah. And I thought I closed that off. Can you all hear that phone ringing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Carol, did you get the notes about the questions?
No.
I
But
sent it to
today,
you and Dr. Buttons.
today you sent it?
Nope, I sent it after our last class.
Oh, I think I did. Now I got to remember what it said. Let me find it.
Okay.
My brain doesn't remember anything. Let's see. Hmm. I know I saw it. The last note I have on my phone from you is March 3rd, and I know that's not it. It's probably sent it. See, I have email coming from my work computer and home, but I spend more time on the work computer, so that's probably where it is, and I can't access this on my phone. So I apologize.
No problem. I'll resend it later.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. What was it about, Audra, if you can? Or text to me what it was about, if you can.
I will. I will.
Okay. Oh, waiting room. Oh, Lord. Let me get that in a minute.
Hi, Bill.
He's still muted. I was going to tell him I like his red dress.
Uh-huh. Like a red lipstick too.
Yeah, right.
And the pearls really set it off.
Pearls are great.
You have chucks too?
Mhm.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, Bill,
Hi, Bill.
did you hear what we were just saying? I was going to tell you I like your red dress, and Kathy said she added something more else on there.
I love your red lipstick, Bill.
Bam. I made her disappear.
You sure did. And then we also like your pearls.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I tried to make sure that I'm in step with everyone.
You're right.
Well, I think that this is a little better, though, I think.
You're right.
Good to see everyone.
Sure is.
Good
Boy,
to
these
see you
days
as well.
fly by so fast, don't they? Seems like we were just here.
That's right.
Mm,
Absolutely.
mm. Now, where's Dr. Button? Oh, boy.
Sister Captain Reardon, thank you for sending the photos of my brothers from Liberia.
Oh, yes. You got it. I sent it to Carol. Did you get it as well?
Oh, yes. I think you sent it to everyone.
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
oh,
I didn't have everybody's
it's probably on my work mail. Yeah, which I can't get right now, but thank you.
Okay. You'll find it.
Mm-hmm. You all got the Horace Mann bond link?
Yes. Yes, but I'm
Yes.
going to have trouble getting into it. I'm going to have to do some downloading.
Well, actually, I thought it didn't work. It takes a while to load. So if you click on that link, just wait for about 3 minutes. Because I was doing it and nothing was happening. And I thought, oh God, these people scammed me, right? Yeah, shame how you think that way. And then I happened to get up to go away for something. I came back, it was there. And I said, oh, it's just a big file. It's 600 and some pages.
It
so,
is a big file.
Yeah.
Well, Hampton University should have a copy of it, but I don't think there's access to the library. I'll have to double check and see.
Right.
Yeah.
I sent it to Dr. Allen, and she said she's going to see if we can get a secure link set up from the library so the campus can access it.
Great.
That would be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Sister Black, do you want me to send you a copy of my comments on Sister Outbridge's paper so you can see them too, or no?
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
All right, I'm texting it to you.
Okay.
I still have some red ink left.
Oh,
Would you like copies of all of our comments too, Carol?
Yes, I would.
Do you want?
Would.
Because I'd be happy to. I said to Dr. Button, but I can send to you also.
Yeah,
sure.
that's great. Yeah, if you would. It just helps me to keep track of who's, who sent them and get a sense too of the reviews. I did not send mine to you all. So I think we should just share to all of us. Yeah, we can all see.
Okay. I was a little confused. Justin Luder is going to be our guest this Thursday?
This Thursday,
This Thursday, okay, not last Thursday, okay.
No, this Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
And I was successful getting Oliver Franklin in for April, what's that, 8th or 9th, whatever date that Thursday is.
Mhm. Now, let me ask you this as well. Were you able to, did you have time or the desire to contact Sister Adrienne Roan at all?
I did. I did not get through. I left a message at work, and I left a message, and I think it's her correct cell phone. She didn't get back to me, but I didn't start until, what was it, Saturday?
I see.
Yeah,
Because if you don't have the juice, you know I don't have the juice.
right.
So we have to choose someone else.
Yeah, I thought if I didn't hear from her today, then I'm going to contact Willie King in DC. They're very good friends. And
Okay.
he may have yet another way
Great,
of contacting her, so.
thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've been pretty busy now. We have another Delta in the house, as you know.
I know, it's great.
I'm definitely outnumbered now, so I don't know what to do. And then you got Captain Reardon down the street ways. So I'm just totally outnumbered. I'm just
Right.
the bill for sure now.
Just taste the rainbow.
Are you a Greek, Bill? I don't know that.
Only by how shall I put it this way? Only by vicarious
Okay.
involvement,
Mhm.
because my father-in-law, El Masco Young, who wrote for El Haj Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X,
Yes.
edited, he was a Kappa. My cousins were Alphas, and Jesse Jackson wants me to be a Q, and John Hope Franklin wanted me to be an Alpha. So I said, I'm just going to be a Bill and support everything they do that's good. I gave up.
Oh, no. You got to make a choice now.
Hey,
I
Bill,
know.
better be a bill than get a bill.
There you go. Oh, well, I get those too. Big bills. Yeah, Sister Love Dorsey, you know the deal.
Yep.
Where's Dr. Button? My goodness.
Hey, maybe we really don't have a meeting. How about that?
No, we
Where's Arlene?
do. We do.
What's it about?
I did get your chat, and that's great. I'll look forward to reading those.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Where are all of our students? Our
Yes.
mentees?
They think it's a Monday that we don't have a class, since we have a class on Thursday. I keep telling.
They're on the field trip with Dr. Button.
Oh yeah, maybe they're with Dr. Button.
I have to confess, until I got your email, Carol, I didn't realize there was a class today. I'm usually scheduled to meet with my mentee at 5:15, and I thought we were going to meet, and then I got your email, so we quick rescheduled it for noon
Yeah.
or 12:30. So
Yeah, I figured. I always appreciate reminders. I don't care if somebody told me.
oh,
that
I do
morning.
too.
I needed one right
Still
before the
looking.
meeting. Even I'm just not. I'm not with it.
Well, I'll be honest. I know that we usually make contact with our mentees on Monday, and I thought that was our time to do our thing, if you will.
It is.
Until you sent the email, I wasn't thinking we were having one, but I did read it.
Right.
So if they
I
didn't read their
either.
emails, they probably don't know. That's just my speculation.
Well,
I
we
don't see
we
Brother
said so
Murph.
at our class on Thursday. We said we would meet today.
That's right. I don't see Brother Johnson, Brother Murph.
He's
Uh,
on. Rob's on.
Brother
Okay.
Johnson is on.
Okay, I got it. I see it now. Yes, I see him. I'm looking at the people who are on. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Brother Johnson, how you doing, sir?
I am well. And yourself?
Well, I want to be well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Working on it.
If you want to be well,
If you
will be
guys
well.
don't mind and you can be really polite, Dr. Button is on her way.
Okay. Oh, how'd you know?
I refuse.
Okay.
Did you hear me, Carol?
You said you refused to tell me.
What's wrong with my phone? Oh my gosh. Hear me, Carol?
Yes. Who said that?
Oh. This is Ajua. Dr. Button is on her way. I plead the fifth. I won't say anything. She's coming.
Okay. All right. That's fine. That is,
You're guilty to proven innocent.
yeah.
Look, I'm gonna be mobile, but I'm listening to everybody, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So as I was saying, Bill, it's not too late. You can make up your mind.
Well, that's what they keep telling me. I don't know. I usually say jokingly, don't get angry. It's Greek to me.
I don't know. Are there alumni chapters in your area?
Yes, quite a few. I
Are there?
have
Okay.
quite a few advocates who periodically say, have you made up your mind yet?
Hmm.
Including Bobby Scott, who's an alpha.
Okay.
What can I say?
Well, as long as you're part of the Divine Nine, you're fine.
Okay, okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Your family.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that.
Hmm.
I haven't crossed the
So
sands yet.
you're saying you can actually pledge, after graduation? I don't know anything about, my institution we didn't have sororities.
Yeah.
I don't know much
Yeah.
about the Greeks. So you can
Yeah.
actually pledge to graduate.
Yes,
Interesting.
you can. And they're some of the larger chapters.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they have a regular pledge period and you know, pretty remarkable what the pledgees are doing. Lots of community service. I'm a Delta, so I know more about Delta. Wonderful community service projects.
Yes. Nothing like the Divine Nine.
Nope, it's wonderful.
If you go on YouTube, you can see Jennifer's line that crossed.
Okay.
Go on YouTube, and I think it's Hank Spartan or something. She shows up there. She's Deuce. She's number
I
2.
saw she's number 2. I saw that. Okay.
Yeah, and they have a number of other lines that crossed. If you go on YouTube, you can find them. They're really nice. Some of them are really very elaborate, let me tell you.
Yeah, some of them are. It's amazing.
It is. It is.
When I went in, we were so poor, we could hardly find the same colored dress, much less all the other stuff that they have now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, what do we do? I told Sister Outerbridge that I'd see her at 5 today in my text to her.
Well, she sent an
You'll see her on this call when she comes.
Yeah, she sent an email that she has to leave by 5:40, I think she said.
Oh, Sister Outerbridge? Okay.
Yeah, let me see what she said, because something else she has to do. Let's see if I can find it now.
Because I didn't receive it.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, Tamara sent it to me. She says,
Okay.
I'd like you to inform you that Deja and I have to leave class at 5:50.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Let me send a copy to you so you'll have it. Yeah, for those of you who are with us, always let your mentor know.
I have to confess, I hadn't really been doing a whole lot of writing. My fingers start to cramp up.
Yeah, it's okay.
If you know what I mean.
Yes, yes.
Carol, is anybody in the chat room by any chance? I mean, I'm in the waiting room by any chance?
I don't think so.
You mean like Dr. Button?
Yeah,
Well, sometimes people are waiting.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
looking. And,
yeah.
and I do forget, Bob, so thanks for Rob, thanks for reminding me. I even hear the little sound and I still ignore it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Susan, you were at what, Bryn Mawr or Swarthmore?
Bryn Mawr.
Bryn Mawr.
I don't think Swarthmore had him either.
I don't
I'm
think
not
so either.
sure.
Yeah,
I know my mother was not in a.
yeah.
My mother wasn't in a sorority, or she was Phi Beta Kappa though. So that's got its own.
Yeah. No, you're not old enough, but I just realized that Dr. Willis was Dr. Gladys Willis was the speaker at my church on Sunday. And I didn't realize that she attended Bryn Mawr, I think, for her master's.
Dr. Willis.
She was terrific.
I may have been aware of that.
Taylor has to leave early too. Taylor has to leave early also.
Okay, she says 6:15. That's not too bad.
She can leave at 6 o'clock. By the time we get started, it's gonna be time to leave.
Ugh. Hang in there, young people.
I'll call again. Give me.
Okay. And I haven't seen Pablo in a while. And where's Dwight? He probably doesn't know. Let me see if I can call him, Dwight. Ugh. Students, don't be bashful if you want to throw out a conversation.
Hello.
Okay, Dwight's going to come on. He didn't realize it.
So Rob, thank you for sharing that, the links about Walter Brooks. And of course, he was such a distinguished alumnus with his background and connection with the university over the years. And I wonder, is anybody doing Walter Brooks? That would be a wonderful person to oh, am I muted? I probably am. Oh,
No, you're
no,
not
I'm not
muted.
muted. I was looking, it looked like everybody was muted, but I guess I'm not.
Oh. Carol, can you hear? Carol, can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you.
I can hear.
Dr. Button has been trying to get in. She can't get
Carol's
in.
mute. Oh
Carol's
no.
on another call.
Okay, Dr. Button can't get in.
She's muted right now. Oh,
Yeah, I told her to use the link that
boy.
was just sent today, but she can't get in.
She must be using the Thursday link. She's not in the waiting room here.
Yeah, but I told her to use
that's
the one you sent out
probably-
today.
Right.
And she said she did, but it won't let her in, and I can't merge her with my call.
Well, you all got in on that link, right?
Yep,
Yes.
yep. You know what? Let me see if I can forward it to her.
There's no waiting room, is there?
There is a waiting room, but she's not in it.
Because there's no waiting room.
Hold on a minute. I'm gonna send it to
Oh, there
her.
is
I'm
a
gonna send it to her.
waiting room?
Yeah, I was trying to disable it because I don't like a waiting room, but I can't do it while we're on the call.
Right. Yeah. Oh, so you actually let
Hold
me
on
in.
a
I
minute.
just
Yeah, I let you all
thought
in as I
went
saw
right
you.
to it. I didn't know you had to let me in. Mm-hmm.
You get through?
I did get through. Yes, can you hear me?
I hear you, yeah.
Okay, I did get through. Just give her a second.
Okay. For the students, it's such a beautiful day today. Did anybody get outside?
We were trying.
Yeah, I know.
I had to work.
Yeah.
Oh, is she in?
She's not.
That I heard?
No, I don't see her yet.
Let me check on it. Let me call her home number. Hold on a moment, please.
Oh, Lord. Okay, here she is. Here she is.
Oh, great, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
Carol's going to
welcome.
get it.
Welcome. You're mute.
So sorry.
I said, welcome to your class.
Welcome. I'm so sorry.
All right.
How are we doing?
We're
Sorry.
just waiting on you to get us started.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay, well, I'm ready.
Oh, gosh. I didn't realize I was leaving a message for somebody all that time.
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
So, so thank you. I'm sorry you didn't keep going.
Well, you're our fearless leader. We have to take directions.
Okay, so I'm gonna just invite the students to start talking and have them go forward with their reports and see how we're doing. What, if there's any holdup, whether they need encouragement, and whether we follow through responsibly on the things that we did last week.
Yep. Right. Now, I do know that Tamara and Taylor, and I don't think Miss Outerbridge is on. They have to leave early. So whoever wants to go first, go right ahead.
I can go first.
All right, Taylor.
Thank you.
Hi, so this is Taylor. My report, well, my biographical essay on.
Hey, Taylor, by the way, can you go live so we can see you, dear?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go live on my laptop, I guess.
All right, that's fine. Or it could be your phone, whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up. Hold on 1 second. Okay, somebody else can go. I'm gonna leave and come back, so that way it'll be easier for me to
Okay, Deja's just coming in.
Maybe Tamara.
All right, Tamara, you want to go ahead?
Yes, I can go.
Thank you.
Okay. So far, from what I've got back from my mentor for my feedback, is that I'm just going to rewrite my paper, not fully rewrite it, but, edit it and make sure I'm putting forward my best work. And I'm going to be working on that this week.
Well, wait, tell us who your mentor is and who your paper's about.
Oh, yes, sure. It's Miss Susan, and my paper is on Christian Fleetwood.
Okay.
Did you find any information since our last meeting, Tamara, that you can add to what you're doing? Or is it just a matter of tweaking what you have already?
Also adding new information as well. Yes, definitely adding new information that I've discovered.
Good, good. So you're ready? Do you think on Thursday your paper will be ready to submit, right?
Yes, I think on Thursday my paper will be ready to submit.
Wonderful. Okay, good. Any questions for us?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, good. Good. That's great, Tamara. I know you know what you're doing, and I saw the feedback. And thank you very much, Susan, for your feedback. We're really grooming you, aren't we, Tamara?
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
What about the rifle? Is that a real account?
There is a rifle, but there's no documentation that it's connected with Christian Fleetwood. It's connected with the university. In fact, there was more. I think there might have even been a second rifle, but it is not identified as Christian Fleetwood's rifle.
No. And so there's rifles there, but no documentation.
I think the rifle goes back to during the war. The university had weapons. I think people at the university, and Christian Fleetwood was not at the university during the war. He was in the army. He had graduated from Ashland Institute in 1860. So if there were a rifle that were his, it would have been that he had donated it to the university. But my understanding is that the rifles that are there, it was either one or two, were actually kind of like part of university's defense. I mean, they have them as weapons. That's my understanding. But There might be more information in about them, but again, that's not necessarily relevant to Kristen Fleetwood. But when the rifle was borrowed by the Chester County Historical Society back in, I guess, 2004, whatever year it was, for a special exhibit that they had, where they had several items from the archives, and that, the university, and that was one of them. And I recall they wrote something about that, but so there might be a write-up in their book, which it was called, oh boy, what was it called? Across the Line, or something like that. I'd have to think about what that was called. Bill Kashadis was the Historical Society person that wrote or edited the book.
May I add something for Sister Tamara Chalmers? I believe there is a diary out there on Kristen Fleetwood. He had a diary. He kept the record of his involvement. I don't know if you've come across that yet. And of course, he was quite a literary person, well, a journalist. Let's put it that way. And everything they did in Baltimore. So there should be more that you can add. Hopefully, you can get your hands on his diary and letters. Have you seen that?
Yeah, we talked about that today, because, and I don't know if the diary, I hope it's available somewhere online. I'm not sure that it is, but yeah, and the newspaper, he created a newspaper with some other founders, the Lyceum, one of the early African-American newspapers. So yeah, there should be.
Yeah, he's quite a man, quite a pioneer. He was a little fella, what, 5 feet 4 inches tall. He wasn't a very tall man, very brave, and he did get injured during the Civil War as well.
So Tamara, you've been on campus. Isn't his tombstone at the Hosanna Church?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Really? I didn't know that. He was buried?
I'm trying to think back to Dr. Gooch's book. She has that book on the heroes of Hensonville.
Yeah.
And I believe I read that now. I'm going to have to double check it, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think he would be buried in Baltimore.
At his home, you're right.
Or Washington, D.C.
Interesting. I think he is buried. I believe he is buried in Baltimore.
Oh, well, I could be wrong then. I know she has a full listing of all of the Massachusetts 54 regiment who are buried at Hosanna.
But he wasn't with them at all. The Massachusetts 54 was the very first one.
Right.
When they organized in May of 1863.
Afterward, right.
Yeah, with Robert Gould Shaw, after whom Shaw University is named. Yeah.
But he would be, is he in Gooch's book? He would probably be in Gooch's book, whether or not.
I think so.
Yeah. So
Susan is waiting for this book now.
Susan has it, right. That's him on the cover, right?
And it's in the library, and Tamara has asked for it. And I guess it's in the mail. She hasn't gotten it yet. So I don't know. I mean, if she doesn't get it by Thursday, I don't know how she can add anything from it, but.
Oh.
You know what? Thinking back, he's buried in D.C., Washington, D.C.
Okay.
All because he was on the guard there.
That's where he lived. Yeah.
Buried in Washington, D.C., but I mean, I was thinking Baltimore, Maryland. I mean, it's right next door.
Yeah.
But he's buried in D.C.
Okay.
Yeah, he was born in Baltimore, but then he lived in D.C. and worked in D.C. after the war.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be on campus on Thursday, and I think I have that book in my office. I can copy it and send it to Tamara. I think I'll take care of that with her.
Oh, good, good.
And Tamara, please be sure to remind me about that on Wednesday when we meet for our independent study, okay?
And Taylor's back online, I think.
Okay.
Yes, I'm back.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we're ready to move on to you, Taylor.
Okay.
Now you're going to come live now. There she is.
Yeah.
There she is.
So, I was just gonna say I did reach out. Well, first and foremost, my biographical essay is on Hildreth Poindexter, just one of them. So, last class, I was told to reach out to Miss Shelley Nix, and I did copy. I'm not sure if Dr. Button saw the email that I copied, but I copied an email. I copied her in the email, asking Ms. Shelley to provide me with any additional information regarding Dr. Hildreth Poindexter. And she did respond. So I'm just waiting to hear back from the lady who's in charge of the archives at the library. Her name is Jessica Garner.
Yes.
So I'm just waiting to hear back for about any additional information. But other than that, my essay is going pretty well. That's the only update that I have.
That's a good update.
I still need just regular basic biographical information.
Who's your mentor, Taylor?
Miss Adjoa and Dr. Kathy.
Okay, Adjoa and Kathy. Okay.
Yes.
And I did try to find his daughter in my contacts, and I didn't.
I tried to look up his daughter, and nothing came up.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any information about him on special collections. I remember last meeting, I was told to check out the special collections. I didn't see anything on that.
On the alumni notes?
Alumni notes, is that on the Lincoln?
The alumni magazine. You have to go to really all of those sources. Now, I was helping somebody yesterday, Sunday, and I noticed there's a global search box now. I never noticed that global search box before.
Are you talking about the Lincolnian newspaper? Because I did get information about him on that, but no.
No, I'm talking about the actual alumni magazine.
The name of it is the Alumni Magazine, and it's one of the items it's listed on that, the digital collections section of the Lincoln University, the library website under special collections, digital collections, and then it has this list of different resources there, and one of them, it specifically says Alumni Magazine. And if you click on that, it's just a few issues, but very important when, if you're looking for somebody in that time period and somebody related to the editor.
Yes, that magazine was really for alumni, and so it would feature class notes. Every class would have information about, their classmates. Sometimes it's marriage, sometimes it was an achievement, an award, sometimes it was a death, but it's a great resource.
Okay. I'll try to check again. I don't know what.
I would go into every category and just search your person.
Okay.
Never know.
So you go to the Lincoln website, and then from there
to the library. And then, it says libraries. And when you click on libraries, then you have Langston Hughes. And then once you get to Langston Hughes, over on the extreme right side, there's several blue bars, and special collections is one of those blue bars.
Okay.
And once you're in special collections, there's all those various books, magazines. I think what else?
So you don't click on digital?
There you click on digital collections. There's a button for that. Once you get to digital collections, you see there's a sort of a table,
alumni,
and it lists different resources. One of them is Alumni Magazine, and that is specifically a magazine that was started by alumni. It was not connected with the university. It was independent of the university, and it was started by alumni under the leadership of Nathan Massell, who was an early graduate. And his wife was a Bustel, Gertrude Bustel, I think her name was. And it was their daughter who ended up donating some copies that she had of the magazine. It's just over maybe a 3-year period, if I remember. So there's that. And then another category of resources is something called alumni newsletters. And so that started up later, like maybe 1918 or something. So depending on, when your person was at Lincoln, they might be in that. If they're before then they still might be in that if they were still alive when it started, because if they stayed connected with the university, there would be, if they made donations or if they visited, things would be reported on in that newsletter. So that's an important
it's a PDF,
place
so
to
I
look.
can just search up his name and hopefully something will pop up.
Yeah, and try that Lincoln News as well.
Lincoln News.
It's 25 to 32. Now he finished 24, so he certainly would have been an alum by that time.
Lincoln.
And then when you get the searchable for Lincoln News Lincolnian online, so it's really kind of tedious, but it's rewarding when you find somebody in there.
Taylor, have you checked the alumni magazines of other schools that he attended? Graduate schools?
Oh, that's a good point.
No, I didn't.
I would imagine, given his achievements, they would feature his work.
Okay, I'll take a look.
What were the other schools? I've forgotten.
Dartmouth is the main one.
Right. It was.
I did get information about him on Dartmouth.
Good.
Now I just Googled Poindexter, and up came one subject is noted scientist visits Lincoln. And at that time, he was director of the United States Public Health Mission in Liberia, and he spoke to students. And he was honored on an honors day. And here's another one. It says he received some kind of bronze battle star.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's all kinds here on him.
Yeah, I have most of that. The Bronze Star Award, I have most of that, but
I thought you said you didn't see anything in there.
No, I didn't see information about his early life, like his
okay,
marriage, like his early life. I know where he was born, but as far as just early life in general, I just didn't see it. But as far as his accomplishments and his
found all that.
experience,
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, you mentioned that you saw some references to Dr. Poindexter and with the Lincolnian or some of the campus publications.
Let me look back.
Yeah. No, wait. Let me look. Let me look at my resources first. The Lincolnian newspaper. Yes.
What were those references about? His return to campus? Or?
No, it just says like what he was known for. He was known for one of Lincoln University's most honorable alumni, both earning a master's degree and PhD.
Okay. What year was that?
1932.
Okay.
1932 was when he received his PhD, and in 1929 was where he obtained his master's from Harvard.
Harvard. PhD from Harvard?
Yes.
Have you checked their alumni magazines?
I didn't check any alumni magazines besides Lincoln's. Yeah, I didn't think to check.
I think I think you might want to try that. In fact, I would if I were you. And the other question I have is, was his contribution in Liberia, how would you describe that? How would you describe his work in Liberia?
I think it's amazing.
Okay, would the government there, was he, I'm sorry, I don't know, did he get any political appointment there, or was he just studying the diseases there, or would Liberian, I mean, I have a few contacts about Liberia, but I'm wondering on what level he would have been noted over there.
That I would have to look more into, but I do know that his accomplishments that he has done over there is like really like noteworthy.
Okay, well,
Like,
that's something we can continue to work on. And just because your paper comes in on Thursday doesn't mean that you've finished. Like you may wake up one middle of the night one day and think,
yeah,
"Oh, I've got a bingo idea." And so these papers, as we said last time, we can keep adding to them. But this is, we do have, what you produce on Thursday, I'm sure will be very solid based on what you're saying. So
yep.
keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Good job. Good job. Okay, who is the next one who wanted to go? Was there someone else who had a meeting or something?
Yeah, Deja.
Okay, Deja, let's hear from Deja.
Okay.
Deja, are you showing your face, your lovely face? We really want to see everybody when they talk. This is important.
Oh. What do you want me like share my screen or something?
No,
No, just turn your video on.
Turn on the video.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
Almost had it. There we go.
There you are.
Yeah. So my first person was Thurgood Marshall. And I mean, I think y'all had my paper. I don't know how this was supposed to go for real. I thought the way it was gonna go was that like y'all would just send us back y'all comments and feedback, and then we go from there. That was the impression I was under.
Did you present on last week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, did you get my comments yet, Sister Outerbridge?
Yeah, I haven't read them all yet, but
Okay.
I did get
a chance to look at them. I know I got them out a little late to you, but you do have all my comments to look at, and Sister Black has a copy of it as well. And if you don't understand any of my writing, just let me know, because I put quite a few things on the paper.
I seen that one. Yeah, I seen that one.
Okay.
And did you
I
find?
haven't received. How are things going? I spoke with Sister Black, and I know it's still difficult to get in touch with Sister Adrienne Roan. And before you got on, Sister Black was pointing out that she's waiting to hear from her. She's already reached out to her. So I don't know, Sister Black. I know this how long we want to wait before we move. You said, Sister Black, maybe after this evening we move on, or you want to give it another day? I'm hoping maybe another day and we can get something by way of a response.
Yeah, let's try another day. I should have done it earlier today and I got busy on something else, but I know she's going to get back.
Okay.
Were you able to find that book on the young Thurgood Marshall?
Yeah, so Mr. Wiggins sent me a bookmark of it, I think it was. If I'm not mistaken.
Larry S. Gibson's Young Thurgood Marshall.
Yeah.
And you might want to look at, that's on the comments, there's Juan Williams is Thurgood Marshall, American Revolutionary, something along those lines. Juan Williams.
Juan Williams.
Juan, J-A-J-U-A-N Williams. Juan Williams. He has a few things out there. He's a fairly well-known journalist. Some of his views are very interesting, but I think it's worth looking at what he had to say about Thurgood Marshall. There are other sources out there. You'll note that I've pointed out that on the paper, and we can utilize those to further give you information that's very important and pertinent about his activities. So we'll be talking anyway, but get a chance to look at the comments from there.
Deja, I'd like to know whether you felt overwhelmed at all in this assignment, because Thurgood Marshall is probably one of the most prominent alumni we have. One of many. So how have you been able to zero in on materials? There's so much to read.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say I felt overwhelmed, but I think it was a matter of choosing what to actually put in about him, because he did so much. So I tried to focus on, when it came down to his accomplishments, most of his civil rights things, like the court cases, and like the court cases and the things he did as far as the civil rights to create change, in a sense. That's what I tried to narrow in on.
You realize that your essay is going to be very unique because you're a student who has inherited the work that you have benefited from the work that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really very unique slant. And I don't know if that will shape the way you write it, but you should take advantage of that angle.
Okay. So
Well, I
like what,
didn't-
right, how it's impacted me or something?
Well, I just think that your perspective is the perspective of a Lincoln student who is walking in the shadow of a man who changed education for young people, young African American people, and education for everyone, actually, of course. But his work is groundbreaking. I would think that would help you to go after information with a passion.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to overwhelm you at all. This is not your magnum opus or your thesis at a different level, but there are the Thurgood Marshall papers.
Yes.
And they're online. And as I said, I'm not trying to steamroll you with all of that, but there are loads of things out there. So again,
Okay.
but I made notations on your paper.
Okay. And I'm gonna look at that, and then I'm gonna reach out to you so we could, talk.
All right.
I saw that he donated some 173,000 pieces to that collection. It's amazing. And there was a lot of contention about whether it should even become public, because they thought it might violate some confidences.
Yeah. Yeah.
The research on this kind of thing is always the most exciting when you can do something that no one else has done. And I don't know if that's something you want to think about, Deja, but it's not impossible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there's a project for Taylor. She might be able to write about the young Hildreth Poindexter, since we can't find anything. That will be her mark.
So Deja, don't hesitate. If you get stumped or you need encouragement, reach out and just keep pressing on, okay?
Okay.
Okay, great, good. Sounds like you've got some progress.
All righty, thanks.
Okay, good. Okay, let's hear from, well, Nasira, are you ready to give us an update or?
Can I go?
I believe I have another meeting.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked you to speak. Yeah. Is that Nazira who just spoke?
That was Nazira. Can you come live, Nazira, for a few minutes?
I was saying that I have to log off now.
Well, it's your turn. Can you give us 5 minutes and just give us an update?
Is it possible?
Thank you so much.
The next class?
Well, your papers, this paper, Nazira, give us just a brief statement of where you're at on your paper, just no matter what, just how you're doing, what's the status. That's all you need to do. Who's your person? Who's your mentor? And and your status. Did you make progress on that? Because we talked this week, right?
Is she still on?
Yes, she's on.
Hello?
So Nazira, are you still on, Nazira? Nazira and I had a long conversation.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was having difficulties.
Okay, Nazira, we do need to, did you resolve some of the issues we talked about last week?
Yes.
Okay, who is your person that you're working on?
Okay, so my person is Roderick Ireland, class of 66, and he's the Chief Justice of Massachusetts Supreme Court.
So, did you drop the idea of doing a woman?
No, I wasn't able to.
So you weren't able to find a woman. Is that, so you wanted to do that for your second person? Is that the way?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna go with that. That sounds like a good choice. And do you have questions for us in terms of how material?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Did you select the woman or do you need some suggestions?
If you have any suggestions, that would be great, but right now I don't have a woman.
Okay, all right.
Nazira was interested in doing a woman particularly, and she was going to talk to her mentor, Dr. Steffens, about that.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So Nazira, would you get back to me later tonight, please, about where you're at and just exactly the state of affairs, okay?
Well, if you can, just a minute. What field would you want a woman in? Just so we can sort of help.
Law.
In law?
Education.
Oh.
In where? I'm sorry.
Education.
Oh, education, geez. Okay. Anybody have anybody in mind right now? You the alum? Okay, we'll get back to you.
Nazira, are you excited about Mr. Ireland, Judge Ireland?
Doesn't sound like she
You should be.
Not really.
Oh, he's
Well,
a
you
great guy. He
Yeah,
really is.
we all know him. You could speak to him. He's alive and
And he's retired now, so he's got some little time.
And he's a lawyer, and you're headed into the law. What could be nice?
Right.
You'll have an education person, you'll have a lawyer.
Oh, the woman I was thinking about would be that president, president of a university in California.
Soraya. Somebody has Soraya, I think.
Okay.
Tamara has
Tamara has
Soraya,
her,
I believe, for her second.
Yeah. I mean, I would say Dr. Allen, but you've all probably heard a lot about her.
Well, she's definitely an alumni.
She is.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Nazira, you had occasion to
And
talk.
she's definitely reachable. She is reachable.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get some stimulation going on here, Nazira, so you can find somebody that excites you, or somebody you can have some passion, honey. And Nazira, when you do present, we would love you to present in person. It's an honor.
Gone. I think she's gone.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, she's there.
no,
Oh.
she just said something.
Nazira, before you go, we want you to turn your camera on. We want to see you in person. That's part of the requirement. We were very firm about that last week, and we're not going to let you skip out. So let's see your face and your beautiful smile. We want you to get on going on this. You're a winner, and that is something we want to see come across in your writing as well. So your face, please.
I think she has left the room.
Not on anymore.
Yeah, I don't see her. Okay.
Yeah, she was.
Send her a text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll come through. Nazira is represents us on some very high level of running, and she's been admitted to law school, Yale, and so forth, but she lost interest. And so I gave her the option of dropping out. She wanted to persist. And so I don't doubt that she'll come through at the end, but that's what that's about. But let's keep moving here. And
well, let's just be of encouragement some kind of way. Little note in the mail.
She's terrific. She's terrific. She'll be fine.
She definitely is. They all are.
They all are. They all are.
Of them.
Abigail Seraphim, I want to hear from Abigail, and we need to see you, please.
There she is.
Hi, yeah, so about my assignment and what's going on, I'm not really sure if you guys know, but my mentor is well, aside from Dr. Button on the side, my mentor is Dr. Ronald Welburn, right? And he's also like, I wasn't sure, but like me and Dr. Button and I discussed like me doing my bio assignment on him. So basically, it's been a little weird because like me and him really haven't like, he's very busy right now, especially since like, this is a busy semester for him. He's still a professor. So he's working with a few students, especially with their dissertation. So he's just been a little occupied with that. So we really haven't been able to like have a really good conversation, like, and really like get to know each other one-on-one. But basically in terms of my research, I was able to like go online and like, find a few things about him, especially since he's well known, especially with his involvement with Indian collection poetry and things like that. So like, he's very well-rounded in that sense. So I was able to find some things on him, just a few articles here and there, and especially his little bio on UMass, their website in the education department. So just reading about that just gave me some more insight about him. But I'm not sure, like if you guys have like any like resources or anything like that, I could go and maybe like, really find like a better like sense of him, especially since his paper is kind of due on Thursday, and I really don't talk to him. Like I really don't. Like,
No, wait.
Lincolnian. I
Mhm.
have to look on the Lincolnian.
So
I'm sure Carol, didn't he write articles? I'm sure he wrote articles when he was there.
He was on
well written.
newspaper. He was a part of the newspaper. Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Button's trying to get something in. I know
The
it's
articles about it.
Yeah.
No, I think
And what's so
I need to clarify. I want our mentors to understand that Abigail is taking this. She's doing 2 papers, one on American Lit and one on an alumni. She's only doing one alumnus. And Abigail, it would be nice if you were more formal in your presentation, your stance. Are we sitting up and presenting ourselves formally? This is not.
So anyway, yeah, about
let me finish what I was saying.
Okay.
So what Abigail is doing is she has a reading list for American Lit that she's pursuing, and we're looking for links to Native American Indians. So we're tailoring her study of American Lit to inform her understanding of Dr. Welburn's contribution. So the first half of the semester has been, and if you want to hear about Bartleby, the Scrivener, and Young Goodman Brown and other works of American Lit, that's what she's been working on. The second half of the semester she will produce the essay on Ron Welburn. So it's kind of an interesting opportunity, and I'm working with her on the American Lit. And I just want you to know that that's why she's not going to be submitting her paper on the alumnus on Thursday. She will be doing that. I will be meeting with her. I think we have a meeting on Friday about her American Lit stuff. So that's the idea. It's really a unique opportunity, and I'm very grateful that we can fit her in this way. So back to Ron Welburn, if anybody wants to make suggestions as to how she can be doing this simultaneously, the Native American Lit is the thread that holds her projects together.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, he directs that Native American project still at UMass.
Okay.
And here's a lot of resources online for that. He attends and participates in powwows across the country. I don't know whether this during the pandemic, I would imagine that's been curtailed. But he's a storyteller. His wife is as well. Now, granted, you can't do a paper on her, but she will be very good. Her name is Sherry, and you may call her. I'll give you her number. She may help you get information about Ron.
Okay.
Ron is my cousin, so I know him very, very well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. He's from Philly.
Overbrook.
Overbrook, yeah.
Ron is one of our contemporaries. I think he came in maybe the half year after we did.
Yeah.
And so he may be present in the campus publications. I mean, he was very busy as a musician on campus. And what may be interesting is to see how he defines his identity, and if there was any transitions from the time that he was at Lincoln Historically Black College and his involvement there to his current status as a scholar and writer of Native American culture. So talk about unique slants, then you have it with someone who is a product of our institution, who is making a contribution in other areas. And so, a number of us, all of us who are here from the 60s, from the mid to late 60s, were there with Ron. We were his contemporaries. So I don't have any rabble on him, but but we were friends. So yeah.
No, that's really helpful. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mr. Wiggins.
May I put a little fly in the ointment? Not that that's something I love to do, but as a person who spent quite a bit of time with indigenous people, when I was out in Minnesota with Russell Means, you might remember Russell Means, and Larry Martin and Martin Brokenleg, and the sweat lodges that I was invited to, and so on. And as a historian, words matter. Words matter, even if you're not a historian, as I've always pointed out. And we're all native to the soil. Now, I had different positions presented to me by individuals, some who said, well, Native American, that's okay. But most of them said, no, because you're a Native American if you were born here. And then those in Minneapolis and St. Paul, they said, well, we'll have to accept Indian, whether we like it or not, we hate it, but it sets us apart from the other individuals who were born here as well, who can say they're Native Americans. So they would accept the American Indian movement, like AIM, the American Indian Movement, which I'm pretty familiar with as well. And now we're at the point, which is more accurate, I think, that they be called indigenous people. We know that there was a migration perhaps from the Bering Straits, et cetera, but they were here before most other individuals got here. And so indigenous people. So I'm curious as to exactly, Sister Black, what terminology they want us to use at this point in time. Because as I said, I don't say Black American history, because there's no Blaffica. There's no Black land. Now, Black is important. That terminology goes way back. However, there's an Africa. So I say African American, but I'm not throwing away Black. But I want you to understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So I'm just curious as to what terminology would be most acceptable given the evolution of terminology.
And I think Ron is the perfect person to answer that question. I think his department is called Native American Studies, I believe, unless it's changed within the last year or so. But,
yeah.
And he has written on that subject.
Right. Because there used to be the Journal of Negro History, or the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. And I was one of the ones with Darlene Clark Hine, your Soror, and the rest of us rabble rousers who said, come on now, Negroes an invention. So we got them to finally say the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. Because, well, let me just leave that alone for now.
Abigail, another interesting thing would be to ask, all of this is new, Indian studies. It wasn't around when we were in school. So you might ask them, how did it originate? How did it start? And in some ways, he's a pioneer of that. So that would be interesting to add.
Really exciting, yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to use that.
We were talking, Abigail was we were talking about the interview that you're going to do with him, and these are questions that would really be important.
And I have to say, when I knew Ron when he was a student at Lincoln, and I had no idea he had indigenous roots, Native American roots. Because I don't know if other students knew, I didn't know. And then later, when I was working at Lincoln as the special collections, and I had connections with the Hadley Foundation, which is a local Chester County foundation that brings in speakers. And so I arranged for them to bring Ron to do poetry readings. And I guess it was when I was looking him up. I don't remember exactly how we reconnected. Maybe he contacted me, and that's how I found out about him. And then it happened after that. But that was the first I knew about his connection, his Native American or indigenous roots. And so he told me about other faculty members, and I mean, he just was like a wealth of information. It turned out that there were connections among faculty members with indigenous Americans. So that was really fascinating. But so you might want to delve into that a little bit. At what point he started really connecting? Maybe he always connected, but maybe he didn't feel comfortable when he was at Lincoln talking about it, because he did say some things about how
did he really feel?
How it was really less, it was more, everybody had this, Black pride and Black power, and it was, so it was, you might get a really interesting discussion with him about that whole thing and how he, how he developed more of connections with his roots. But I mean, he told some interesting stories about his grandmother, how she was so afraid that the children were going to be taken, how Native American children or indigenous children were taken and they were sent off to boarding schools. And so even after that stopped happening, she was worried about that. And he had some very interesting stories about his background. And he identified with his particular tribal roots, which I'm trying to remember what it was, with Cherokee and
Algonquin, I believe.
But I to hear you doing him. That'll be terrific.
May I throw one more fly in the ointment? We're running out of time. I know that. I can throw one more fly in the ointment. Federal government recognizes any individual who claims to practice indigenous people, customs, etc. They don't have to have any consanguine or blood of indigenous people in them, and they can classify themselves as indigenous people or quote Native Americans. That's our federal government, which is interesting. So you might want to check to see if he did the DNA. I did my DNA, Ancestry.com and DNA, and I got a bunch of crazy people in my family. And yes, they're indigenous people. Cherokee, I'm not too proud of all of them, especially those who fought to keep enslavement during the Civil War, like Stan Wate and others. But in checking that, I'm bona fide for what that's worth. But my cousin Toussaint, some of us will know of the longest march to Washington, D.C. from Wounded Knee, South Dakota. He was one of those who marched all the way in 1973. And he's a flaming wild indigenous person. My father really liked firewood, fire water, so I'll leave it there.
Let me follow up on Susan's point, and I made the statement earlier about Ron's presence at Lincoln, and then his I don't say transition or his identifying with his native background, but there were other faculty members. I mean, I know we had one, Robert Grayboy, who was from North Carolina, who did identify. At least we were aware that he was of Native origin. And so the question would be, what presence was there? A specific or identifiable presence of Native people at Lincoln at some point in time. And I think the same is true for people of Latino X or Latina X background, because we had a number of faculty and staff members who were of that heritage, but we didn't really specify or acknowledge or what's the word, that they didn't really get emphasized or wasn't really as well recognized as some of the other, presence, the African American presence, of course, because that's why we started. But a good number of people from many backgrounds came to Lincoln and contributed to Lincoln, be they of West Indian descent, African descent, Native, Asian, and so forth. But those are untold stories. Maybe beyond this project, but somewhere along the line, we may need to go back and just indicate Lincoln actually has multi-ethnic, multicultural roots and contributions from many sources.
I wonder if it would be profitable for Abigail to talk with the alumni office and find out whether they identify or when they started, if at all, or some office that would identify the ethnic background of faculty and students. And that might be the alumni office, and it might be faculty affairs even. Abigail, does that make sense?
Yeah, in a sense, because I was trying to figure out like what exactly was his question. So basically, you're asking like how big of a presence was there, like multiple multiple cultures on campus at the time. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, getting that statistic.
Sure. Specific to Ron Welburn is at what point was he able to express his sense of nativeness or indigenous? I mean, you know, coming out of a historically Black college, and at what point did he identify? How did he, you know, I mean, was it always there in terms of the family? Was it fostered at Lincoln, or was it not, you know, not fostered there? So forth, so on. So, I mean, it's a fascinating story. I don't know it. I know Ron from the 60s and 70s.
If it's available, it may be confidential anyway, if it's available.
Wow.
It may be confidential, and they may not have even asked the question.
But he would be able to speak to his feelings about it or his awareness of that issue.
Well, one of the things I just said that you should find out about the origins. Now you got to remember, ethnic studies, all these things were new. And this may sound a little bit funny, but basically, if he had any, and it was to his benefit to encourage that in the university, because it was, you know, it was a way of saying, hey, I got some Indian blood in me. I can, talk about it. I mean, I'm being for real. I mean, these are new areas, and that's why I said, if you want to concentrate on him, talk about how he originated that program, because that's unique. Those Indian programs are actually unique throughout the country. Not every school has a program on Indian studies. And of course, Massachusetts is known for like Indian, places like Massachusetts and North Carolina. I think they have a high Indian, you know, Connecticut, all that area. So actually, to be honest with you, it paid off. It had some cash value.
Great.
That's a good point.
Of course, we're not talking about Lincoln, but there were exceptional programs for Native Americans at Hampton. I know Bill's very familiar with that, and at Dartmouth. Amazing programs, very early.
So
good. So do we have time? Mia, we would like to hear from you also. Thank you, Abigail. Nice job.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Mia, let's see your beautiful face, and we want to hear your update, please.
Okay, let me see. Can you guys see me?
Hi. Good job.
Cut your hair? No, it's back. Oh, it's back. Okay.
Thank you.
You look different.
So me and my mentor have been working together. I sent her the paper. She did great reviews on it. I honestly, my real issue is not really like with having Mr. Credit. I have William Abraham Credit, but it's just the fact that there's not really much information on Black people in the 1800s. And I went back into the special collections. I went through the catalog because he wasn't even listed in his senior class. So I had to go to his junior year, and I was able to find what he studied. And, you know, because I honestly thought he was a member of the theology school, but he honestly graduated with a degree in the arts. A lot of the information was kind of like a little shaky because I would see some things on ancestry.com and it didn't really list anything about what his family members were doing. It was just noted that they had a great presence in the town that they were in, but it really doesn't say if they were workers or not, if they were farmers. It did say that there were a lot of credits in the area that were farmers, but again, around that time, it's not really like uncommon for that, but I'm not positive.
He was Old West Baltimore, right, Mia? Is he Old West Baltimore?
Yes.
Okay, so Sister Carol, I have a question for you, and that is, a credit was not one of the bio sketches that we did in Treasure to Treasure. So I'm wondering if we should take advantage of our connection with Dr. Merrill and have Mia connect with him in some way.
Oh, I think that would be excellent. He has artifacts. He presented them when he made the presentation to the class. He talked about Reverend Dr. Credit.
Yeah.
And it's one of his favorite people to research. So I don't know the extent of his collection, but I would imagine there's going to be some gems.
So do we need to talk about the criteria by which Dr. Merrill was willing to, the boundaries or the, you know, how he, whether he was willing to share his time and materials with our students?
Yes, he is willing.
He is willing. Will that require a fee and all that?
Yeah, I'm going to ask the AALU to pay a consultation fee. He said $500. I think that's really cheap, as a matter of fact. But just for the purpose of this class, I would like to see him do more in terms of his artifacts. He has incredible artifacts about Lincoln University. But he wants to be available, has agreed to be available to the students in this class.
Okay, so would you facilitate that, Mia, please?
Yes.
Okay, so Mia, you have, you're gonna have an opportunity here. Whatever you have for Thursday, we want you to turn it in. But as we've said all along, you will be discovering new materials, and you might even be one to get a really neat facsimile for your article. I think we should encourage images and pictures if they are unique. Okay, Mia?
Yeah, it was just so rare to see. I'm sorry, like a picture of him. Like, you only hear about people in the 1800s and things, but this is a Lincoln man from the 1800s and very distinguished. Like, this is a great photo. Great photo.
So have you talked with Dr. Merrill personally about this yet? You haven't, have you?
No.
Okay, well, you're about to have the time of your life, and you just Sister Carol, and you'll be good. Okay, so get your paper up to snuff as much as you can, all the resources, so we can see what you've done, and just add to it. Okay.
Okay, sounds perfect.
And Christine, I made some suggestions to you today. Did you read them?
Oh, I'm literally on the page right now.
It's one of the first things I said.
What I'm looking at.
One of the first things I said to you is just Google William Credit, and there will be 2 pages of Google articles and more, actually. There's I counted at least 25 articles on him. So
that was a good note, because I usually Googled William A. Credit, and I think that was maybe lowering my searches.
No, you have to be creative when you Google, right? Last names, first name, middle names, whoever. You do it all.
Good.
That's true.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. And shall we have mentors stay after a little bit? If you want 5 minutes.
Sure.
Okay. Students, thank you for coming. We'll see your articles on Thursday. I would make sure